Guys! What's so funny about that?
Because you stopped right away.
Oh.
Welcome, everybody.
Another episode of the podcast this week, coming to you pre-recorded.
Guys, do you know what day it is?
Tuesday.
Well, it's going to be Tuesday.
Yeah.
But guys, it's Columbo Day.
Dude, don't
Everybody sit at home and watch your favorite episode of Columbo.
Don't shatter the illusion, man.
Dude, it's no illusion. I'm telling him.
You're a jerk.
Guys, this is an unusual day, not just because
Why
it's
don't you just tell
Columbus
them
Day.
Santa died, too, in the war.
It's a long time ago.
Come on.
Or was it recently in Afghanistan?
It was all wars.
Santa Claus died in Afghanistan recently. Guys, it's a special day. It's a unique day. A watershed moment.
Maybe.
What does a watershed moment mean? Does it mean anything like what I'm saying?
It means that it's full of water. The shed that's full of water.
Don't know why they made that into an expression.
Just don't even know.
Guys, we have our first ever firsts. One of our firsts. You gonna just look at me?
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Guys, we have a secret, super special guest.
It's true. He is super secret and special.
He's a well-known nobody with no credits to speak of.
His name is Baz.
Say hi.
Hello.
Alright, now you can talk.
Great.
No credits whatsoever.
Guys, he is one of our good friends. He is a video game player.
He's a popular gentleman.
He provides a different perspective than we do.
A friend.
A foe.
A friend of the podcast.
Good try. Keep reading for the stars.
Anyway,
Guys,
I felt friend of the podcast was appropriate.
Alright. No, everyone shake off your nerves.
What?
We're all very nervous.
Who has nerves?
See, he's nervous.
I'm just trying to work out the...
He's working out the kinks over there. You see him.
He's working out the woofs.
The wolves.
The woofs.
Alright, so, guys, welcome. We're consistently doing the podcast again.
Yeah. Welcome again.
Okay, so...
Was our first welcome not satisfactory enough? Here's
Here's
more
the deal,
welcome.
guys.
That break was tough.
It was a tough break. Guys, really it makes sense we have our good friend Baz here. Bazzy Wazzy.
Bess.
Because, actually we spent a lot of this week doing LAN parties with him.
That's true. We did. We did two separate ones.
Two separate games. We did...
Well, two separate lands, too.
Yep.
We might have had more than that.
I didn't.
Guys, and I would
You
like
were
to
present at both.
pleasantly announce that I won every single game.
That's not true.
It's true. He was victorious.
I was the winner in most of the Halo games on our team.
That's right, because we had that three-person
We had a team of victories.
squad going.
You guys all had that too.
Well, we picked it up after
you
a
can't
while.
say that. You can't say that you won all those matches when we were all on the same team.
Yeah, I think I probably played pretty well in most of those games.
We all played well, but I still was on the winning team.
Well, yeah, but we were the entire winning team.
Dude, if someone won a Super Bowl for one team and then won a Super Bowl for another team, that guy still won 2 Super Bowls.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't apply here.
That's guys.
The
Really,
next night, we played Age of Empires.
Age of Empires 2, guys.
Dus.
And guess
Bringing
who
it
won
way
every
back.
single match? Tom C.
You had a lot
You
of
did
help.
win every single match.
Won every single match.
By fiat or by unfairness.
It was totally legit. Guys, our good friend Baz here is quite the Age of Empires master.
Yeah, he's got it down to a science.
He's probably the best player we know.
Yeah, by far.
Which you may be wondering, how did Tom C win? It's because I got the skills. I got the skills to pay the bills. Dude, it's not turtling.
What are you talking
It
about?
was a legitimate wonder victory. I'm just giving you guff.
It was a legitimate wonder victory. You're messing up the word turtling with strategy.
Turtling is a strategy, though.
I didn't sit there and build a million walls. The point is not this.
Yes, you did. Of course, you built a million
I
walls.
was pretty relaxed on my wall.
The point is that militarily we wiped the floor with you guys.
That's true.
And then
I
you managed to just hide in a corner and just use a bunch of bombard cannons.
Yeah, that's almost the exact definition of turtling.
But you know what, guys? I'm humble in my
He's playing
victories.
No, you're not.
Not announcing it over a world podcast.
You are not
international podcast.
You are not humble.
That's
Don't
not
even-
what
You're
I'm
playing
doing.
within the rules, within the confines that are set.
But let's move on to what I really want to talk about, which is, why is it always so annoying to get land set up? Think about it. We always have problems setting up land things.
Dude, the last time we got it down like no time flat.
Yeah, we're not talking about the last time. That was a very
Let's
fortunate
travel
thing.
back in time a little bit.
Yeah, let's travel back in time to, like...
on the way back machine.
Is that your time traveling noise?
So
Yeah.
I recall having
Should I have
many
a
a
different-
Halo 1
Should I have a
land
different time traveling noise?
with our group of friends back in the day.
Yeah.
And the best thing about that is you put the Halo 1 disc in. There's no software updates or any internet connectivity that needs to occur or happen. And everyone has the same version of the game, so it runs just fine.
Yeah.
The problem now is you have an Xbox that maybe has like a dashboard or some other random piece of shit that's like not out of... It's like out of date.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, I got to download the 300 meg update. And we have to like wait for that to refresh. Like 30 minutes later, you like try to play the game, and it's like, oh, there's a Reach update too.
And not everyone has the same map packs.
Yeah, there's map packs everywhere. Even for games that are like Halo 3 is like 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
And they still haven't released the map packs for free, just for people who want them now. It's like not like anyone's buying that game new anymore.
No
one's buying those map packs, guys.
I don't understand.
Just release them and let everyone play all the playlists. Like
it's for some reason always been a whole hoosker, dude. Because, dude, guys at home, we played Reach one time 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you about another time where you weren't there. And because what we did was we were ready to go. We had all the games set up. They were attached to each other. That should be it. But no, we had to look. For some reason, it wouldn't work, and we didn't know why. So we had to figure out why. Then we had to install this one update, and that didn't work. So we had to install another update, and that didn't work. And this all took over like an hour and a half to set up.
Yeah, it took some time.
And I don't know why it's always so not intuitive. There we go.
Yeah,
counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive.
What you're looking for.
But even back in the day, it wasn't easy, though. Because we've had problems with Age of Empires every single time we played it. Except recently.
I think the idea, though, is that, like, I mean, for LANs and stuff, is like, it's assumed that the people who have the consoles, your Xboxes, in this case, they assume that these are regular Halo players who have all these updates already ready to go.
You think that's it?
That would be the only logical conclusion that can be drawn, I feel.
It's a pretty good conclusion.
Yeah, they think that everyone has Xbox Gold.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They all have $1 million, and
they're all the hardcores.
And they're all always up to date.
Yeah.
Because, like, it would be okay if it was like, hey, you're out of date. You know, if it, like, gave you a message that made sense.
Yeah.
But instead it's just like...
Doesn't work.
The join button is grayed out. And that's the worst thing.
Yeah, which is what it was. And I'm not, like, against software updates or
I'm
patches for games, but I don't really see another solution.
I don't, like, if they could just have a message, that would have been great.
No,
that's all I ask.
And it's weird because it's like, even if you're not connected to the internet, like, the game still knows. It's like, this isn't right. You're like, how?
How do you know?
How'd you figure that out?
How do they know? But I don't know. Because, I mean, it's worth it once you get it all working.
It's tons of fun.
Yeah, now we have it set up, it's going to work in the future, too.
Hopefully it's going to work every single time. But it's going to be some dumb thing next time where, like, a new patch came out you're not aware of. Or the internet changed codes to HTML5. And
I can't believe they're still creating patches for these old games.
Dude. I have a totally unrelated thing I want to talk about. Just real quick. Did you hear the story? It's about Modern Warfare 2. So it turns out there was like a picture or like a phrase, like an Islamic phrase saying like Allah is great, but it was too close to a bathroom. So they put a patch out recently that removed the map Favela completely from the game.
What?
For at least 2 weeks.
Dude, I love that map.
Favela's the best map.
It's a great map. They removed it for 2 weeks until they
I was thinking of a different map.
No, I love that map a lot.
It's a good map, but it's not the one I was thinking of.
But they're removing it until they can fix that.
Dude, that's the map I got the payflow on in that kid's house in Washington when I was out there.
Dude, it's a
I
great
was playing
map.
some kid's Xbox, and I was like, yeah.
It's a fun map. But that's crazy. It's going to be a few weeks till they change that texture and get the map back out.
Does it really take that long to change a single texture?
I don't know why. I think... Cause,
Can't they just remove it?
Dude, another thing...
It's a load-bearing texture.
You might not know about is it actually costs a lot of money to release that kind of stuff on Xbox Live.
Oh, I'll bet.
Like, who are they paying?
Patches and DLCs cost money. You have to pay Microsoft.
Well, because there's bandwidth that you're paying for, which is, I'm sure, tremendous.
Dude, you literally are not... You're not allowed to release free things for Xbox Live.
Really?
They don't do that because you have to pay them to have it uploaded and on there.
Huh.
So they don't let you. You have to That's
Dude,
why
when people tear down EA for their shoddy business practices.
Dude,
that's ridiculous.
On Xbox Live, they have to constantly. They don't put up patches often. Like, here's the deal. Like, BF3 will have like 6 patches come out in the PC.
Yeah.
And then like maybe a month later they'll take the best of that and put it into a patch for.
Well, they do the same thing with PlayStation too, because like. For
PlayStation 3 too.
3 too, yeah. Is that like for Fallout? Because like you'll have like patch 1.6, and it'll be like patches like 1.11287 to patch 1.38273
Fix
for
that
the
one
PS.
guy.
Yeah, for the PC, and that'll be just 1.6 for the PlayStation. But they're first of all, they come out more frequently, I feel. Because I do remember seeing on like the wiki for Fallout that like Xbox does legitimately have like fewer patches than the PS3 does.
Yeah, because it costs money.
Oh, and I feel I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, but I remember you told me today you have to have Xbox Gold to use Netflix on.
Dude, totally. Guys, so I recently plugged my Xbox back into the internet, if you can believe it. Guys, I was like, man, I have Netflix. Let's try it out. Dude, you have to have Xbox Gold.
Yeah, so there's 2 tiers of payment. Before
you have to have... For what?
That's brutal.
It's a service that they're providing. I don't understand it. It's crazy. Dude, you have to have Gold to use YouTube on Xbox.
Yeah, I feel like they have to reduce the price of Gold, because isn't the PlayStation thing free?
Yeah, it sure is free.
361 is it's $60 a year.
Isn't it 60 a year?
I thought it was 50.
It was 60.
Oh.
I actually didn't renew it because it went up in price.
It should be like 30.
It's just... I think they've sold enough things.
Well, I'm curious if Microsoft is breaking even on Live in general, or just Xbox. Is it profitable at this point? Like the Xbox part of the business?
Dude, I wonder about that.
For years they were eating their own.
Yeah. Especially PlayStation really was.
Oh yeah, PlayStation still is. They're still like losing money hand over fist.
That's crazy.
But they still keep it a free service though.
Yeah,
they haven't.
Cool.
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
And I think it's in a lot of cases. I think especially is that Sony and probably Microsoft as well sees it that things like consoles like PS3 and Xbox, they're going to be kind of like the way of the future as far as like Blu-ray players and like home entertainment things go as well, because they're not just going to be game consoles anymore. You're going to be able to rent movies online. You're going to be able to watch music videos. Yeah. You're going to be able to do all this stuff online. So I think it's less of a case of they're purposely like eating profit losses because of these consoles, and more that they're trying to like get a market for these new higher level, essentially like video players that also can play video games at the same time, but you can all do multi-tiered things with.
Yeah, I think it's well known that that's totally bogus, and I hate that a lot. But the focus
Microsoft, I think they've been pushing that for years now, for sure. With each subsequent update, you can see it.
Yeah.
I've never used the PS3 that extensively to speak with authority on it, but what concerns me as Sony is that Microsoft has Office and Windows as their main bread and butter, and they can just license that stuff, and they do very well with it. And I've been on Microsoft campus. I've seen like how cool it is. They have free stuff all over the place, and the offices are really nice. And it's like it's really nice. And I've never been to Sony, but I'm sure it's pretty nice too. But like, what is their main thing now? Like, they have computers.
They still, I mean,
but they have phones. They're not doing well with that.
Well, I think it's mostly still home entertainment hardware, like TVs and stuff.
TVs, yeah.
But how about like Samsung? Like Samsung's the biggest TV manufacturer in the world, and they're just killing all these
guys. I secretly love Samsung too, and I don't know why. All of my monitors I buy are Samsung, and I've loved them.
Yeah, they make really good monitors, TVs, phones. They make really good everything.
I don't know, dude. I feel like Sony's been eating it a lot lately.
Yeah,
they're in trouble. I think
they always get consistently bad press too for no reason.
I think they really did well after PS2 though, but I think they made a lot of bad choices.
Dude, yeah, that PS2.
Yeah, PS2 mopped up. Dude, I've seen graphs where it was like the different console sales for each generation. PS2 was like over, double everything else.
Yeah, and then they redesigned it, and then they dropped the price.
That can't be true for Wii though. Wii's definitely outsold PS2 at this point.
Wii is selling. No, it's they've all outsold every single generation.
Oh yeah.
But I think the Wii is
comparatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I just
because they've sold 80 million Wii units now?
800 bajillion, I've read.
No, because
most of them are just Netflix machines.
No, because you know that Wii Sports is the most popular game in the world.
That's what I hear.
Dude, no. 79.6 million copies of Wii Sports have been sold.
Well, does that include the ones that came with?
Is that sold or bundled?
It's always bundled. That's why they get sold so well.
I think it's also sold out now. I think you can buy it.
I don't think you can.
Because they stopped releasing it with the Wii.
Dude, what never ceases to amaze me is the variety and rapidity with which Nintendo releases accessories.
Oh yeah,
for the Wiimotes, you can get the thing on the end, and you can put it in a gun. And you
Dude,
can
how profitable do you think those are?
On it.
Dude,
it's just weird. It's like you can it's like a weapon. You can have these attachments.
Dude, I love that. I love it. If you look over there, under there, you can see all of my fun light guns. I have two. We both had guns for Umbrella Chronicles.
Yeah,
it's a Resident Evil game, and then I bought a Magnum plastic gun to put over my.
It also had a knife.
And a knife.
Why does it have a knife? How's that a thing?
Who cares? It's cool.
Dude, I remember when Red Steel first came out, I was trying that shit out, and I was like, I can turn the gun. It's pretty neat. But then the whole shooting and moving mechanism was really tough with it.
Yeah, dude, it's never going to be good.
Yeah,
in theory, it's so damn cool.
Dude, I don't know if anyone saw this too, but it's all over the intranets. I think it was on Reddit too. But there's this guy who made full motion VR stuff.
Yeah.
And he was testing it out, and it showed his character on the screen and him doing stuff, and it was 1-to-1. It was awesome. But he also had this cool visor, and when he looked directions, it would change the game view. And it was super cool.
Dude, I love the trust. I remember when the
totally.
the Blockbuster on Indian Mass opened up. Like, this was years ago. Where the Meineke is now.
You're really centralizing our location.
Well, whatever. I'm just trying to get some
place we don't live.
About.
You guys remember where we're skyscraper?
in Palestine, right?
Yeah, Mass, Palestine.
Oh, okay. Just like Bethlehem, which is also in the Middle East.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's where we live.
And Philadelphia is in Greece, I think.
All those places.
Sounds great to me.
No, but the when that Blockbuster opened up, they had a big. It was like a big like grand opening event. They had like a big like virtual reality chamber that they brought there, and I still remember using it to this day. It was crazy because it was like. It was. You remember the mobile tray system from G Gundam?
Yeah.
It was almost exactly like that because you had like a treadmill that you walked on.
Dude.
You had a visor that you put over your head, and you had like special like wired gloves you wear, and you could actually like look around and like walk forward and jump. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
And I've never seen it ever again.
Wow, I saw a video last night actually. Person playing BF3 with that. They actually had like a giant floor treadmill that moved in any direction.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they had like a little gun that not only had because they had a 360 screen, like a 60 dimensional screen. But they also had like a gun, but the gun had like another screen on it that you could use as like an actual sight.
No way.
And it was super rad. And it was like a guy in the military doing it.
I don't know. I might be wrong.
Wasn't playing like a military trainer.
But also they had
not like BF3.
No, it was BF3. But they had a bunch of.
Did they use that in the military?
No, it was just some guy from the military. He was like a British hero or something. They also had paintball guns in different directions. So if he was being shot at, it would hit him with a paintball gun, and he was scared. He was like legitimately like his heart rate was way up.
I think
that's
really
awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really
it's like those people who are like super aviation nerds, and they spend like years building out like a 737 cockpit.
Yeah, for their flight sims. Yeah.
Like, what if you're like an FPS like nerd and you like did that for a game instead? You're like, dude, my custom built paintballs that shoot me.
I always secretly want a straight up racing sim like that. Like where you have like a chair in the back and you have like properly set up gear shifts and stuff.
Remember Steel Battalion?
Dude, Steel Battalion is legit.
Aren't they making a new one of those?
I think it already came out, but it doesn't have the.
One of our viewers actually told us
it doesn't have the crazy $200 control panel.
I saw one of those in real life.
It was pretty bad. I heard.
I was blown away.
I heard they're both pretty bad. But what I was going to say was, I think I could be wrong about this, but I think actually that the military actually used like VR stuff like that for prosthetic research.
Yeah, that was extensively covered in Metal Gear Solid 2.
I said prosthetics. It has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
You're not the. What do you mean prosthetics in relation to VR?
I think it has to do with like motion. Like it helps them monitor the way that the human body moves, and they can like record, like doing like essentially like a mocap kind of thing. And
Snake, remember your prosthetics training.
Okay, we're all aware of what prosthetics are, right?
Nope.
Are you sure?
No, I understand. That's neat.
Yeah.
Dude, VR training is the way of the future.
Dude,
here's the deal.
Nothing can substitute for real experience.
Let's get down to brass tacks here.
Whoa.
They make a VR game where you touch a lady's butt. Do you play it?
Am I going to get
Yes, force feedback. Dude, because what else are you thinking? You're like, VR, virtual reality. What do you want to play? Do you want to play I Want to Get Shot At? Do you want to play Let's Kiss on the Ladies?
VR train molester.
Let's kiss on the ladies too.
Because wouldn't that solve a lot of life problems, though? Think about it.
I don't know if that's going to solve anything.
No, not that. But, like, if you had VR stuff and it was properly worked, and you had, like, psychopaths who want to kill people, wouldn't that get that out of their system?
No. It only feed... If a lot of psychologists would argue that it would only feed their desire.
I don't know. If you made it realistic enough, how would you know? Couldn't we just lock psychopaths up in VR chambers?
I mean...
And let them live in their own kind of reality where they do...
Sounds great to me, guys.
Where they express all their...
Tom C. for Ultra President of the world?
Tom C. for Robotic Overlord?
For VR Mastermind? Nailed it.
Matrix Architect.
Dude, okay, but, like, right? Because I know nobody cares about motion controls right now.
No, motion controls are the worst.
They suck. You're holding a wand, and you're like, wow.
No, I remember
no.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm yet to try to Kinect. I thought those would look pretty cool.
I think out of all of them, Kinect has probably the best reputation.
You don't have to hold any shit.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. It is important. But I think the problem will always be with that is that, one, you're still looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
Because when I use my body to do things...
Yeah, you can't turn side to side.
I'm always turning that head of mine.
Yeah,
always looking at stuff.
That's true. You're like heads on a swivel constantly.
Yeah.
They called him Tornado Neck back in high school.
Because, like, in games, you're, like, maybe just moving your eyeballs sometimes.
Yeah.
That's always the problem, is that you never have...
Well, it's because in the game, you're manually turning yourself as opposed to your head.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're like analog stick, boom, boom, boom.
And that's why it's never going to make sense completely to have like stuff like that, because that's not how your body would function in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, unless it actually had like sensors that were able to actually figure out like where you were looking.
And that's why I propose a new system that it's called a neck brace, sort of. And it just kind of sticks everyone's neck in one place so they can't move it. And that way all these games will seem way more realistic.
Here's what I would say. Here's my counteroffer.
Okay.
What you do is you create a kind of electrolysis gel that you inject into your eyeballs, and then you feed images directly into your corneal space, and you can actually just see everything going on in the game inside of your eyes.
I'm more into your idea.
It's the H'est of D's.
Exactly. Man, have you seen the H on this D?
It sounds like something else to me.
It's a million resolution.
It's a million Ds. Dude,
how many pixels does your eye have?
I'm glad we got into this VR
stuff. There's an actual answer to that.
It's like 15 million or something like that.
No, it's really incredible.
Yeah, it's like super high.
Unless you're me and you can't see anything without glasses. Dude.
Or you're like me and your glasses are dirty all the time. Because you work in the coal mines.
Work in the coal mines.
The video game coal mines.
It's got a lot of potential, and I'd like to see it in my lifetime.
Well, yeah, I know.
Dude, if they have to cut off my head and put me in a robot body to play video games for the rest of my existence, that's fine.
Dude, like, you know, within the next, 20 years, gaming technology is just going to advance by leaps and bounds.
That's what I always think, too.
Because, just look at the past 20 years for us. We've gone from,
that's so true.
Yeah, we've gone from the SNES.
It's totally exponential, too.
Yeah, that's the way technology always works.
It's amazing how, so many things are developed for space or military use make their way into civilian life.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
What if we get all this hand-me-down stuff from, the Army or something?
Dude.
No, I always... what I always laugh is, when people are like, man, this game's graphics are so terrible. It only goes to, 720, and you're like, 720 is ridiculous, guys. The fact that we're able to replicate that on computers is like a computer engineering feat of amazingness.
Well,
and that's another thing that's exponential, from one HD to another, and then say 4K. It's like the amount of actual pixels.
Yeah, dude, but you always hear people complain I don't want to adopt a new thing. They always get over it.
Yeah, of course they do.
Because they're wrong, dude. People are always complaining, but it is.
These cars aren't going to catch on, guys.
It really is just advancing that fast. It's not like they're holding it back.
Buggy whip to sell you.
Yeah.
Dude, now we have quantum computers.
Like I said, it jumps by leaps and bounds.
Dude, have you seen that controller for FPSs that's like a gun?
Yeah, that's been out for a while.
I haven't seen that. No.
And it moves like this.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. Dude, I'm always interested in new dumb peripherals to use.
Yeah, that's your thing. Because we talk about it all the time, guys. Tom loves anything involving video games. That's not actually video games.
Dude, it's true, though. I bought guides to read them.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And for high-res pictures.
High-res pictures. Dude, but I don't know. I just like being more in the game. Because no peripheral is ever going to make you better than someone who's just good with the regular thing.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I don't know about that. We should talk about fighting games and pads and controllers. I'm tired of people telling me that, the joystick's better for fighting games. Shut up.
Nah, that's bad.
People are like, check it out, I'm an arcade master. Dude,
remember when we talked, for a whole episode on controllers?
That was a good episode.
It really was.
Dude, with my one friend, you know him, he's always like, I always stomp him in whatever fighting game we're playing. Totally wreck him. Then he's like, let me get my stick out. Then for
and you say no.
Yeah.
Please don't.
And you have to call an adult.
If you're thinking,
let me ask my mom first. But no, he's like, all right, now I'm plugging in my joystick and we're gonna do this. So then it's 5 straight matches of I'm getting used to it. Then it's 1 straight match of you're cheap. Then he just stops playing.
No, I thought you guys only mostly played Brawl.
It doesn't matter. We've played Blaze Blue and Soul Calibur. This gets rocked because it sucks, and I'm great.
Dude, remember the one time we went over to other friend's house and we were playing Street Fighter 4 and we totally rocked them and
Dude, you hadn't even played. It was
the
first time on the...
I was like, this Chinese guy looks pretty cool. What's his name? Incredibly difficult man? Great, let's throw him on.
They just rocked him because they were like, ooh.
No, they were using Akuma and Gokan or whatever.
Yeah, and they're like, check it out, guys, we're so great.
Yeah.
Ooh. And they're just like, you're cheap. You knew all of his moves, and you're like, this is my first time I've even seen this game.
I don't want to play anymore.
Dude, we should talk about spoiled baby brat men.
Your guys' prowess is undeniable. Surely.
Next segment, spoiled baby Bratman.
Guys, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna see you in a couple of minutes.
See ya.
Bye.
Me oh me 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 oh me oh me oh me
Guys, we're doing great.
You guys are doing great. How's everyone doing again? We just had a break.
Guys, how'd you like that break?
What'd you do with your break time?
I'll tell you what I did, Tom.
Tell them what you did.
Not much. I went down to the shore for a couple days.
I like how you corrected. It wasn't the beach, it was the shore.
It was the shore. You don't go to the beach for a couple days. You go to the shore for a couple days.
People go to the shore.
Yeah.
Commoners go to the beach.
Dude, I've only ever gone to the beach.
Dude, yeah.
I've never even gone to the Jersey Shore.
Darn, that's topical humor, guys.
It wasn't on purpose.
Dude, Tom, you know what I don't give a crap about? Resident Evil.
Really?
Yeah, because
everybody used to like Resident Evil.
No, because let me fix that.
Good.
I was about to say, let me fix that for you. Everyone loved 4.
That's the only one I've ever played.
It's because 4 is good.
Yeah, 4's super good. And then 5 was a piece of garbage.
5 was essentially garbage.
Yeah.
Poop.
And then 6, which just came out
Guys,
super
you
recently.
playing it? Who cares?
We don't. You guys want to see us do a Let's Play of it? Too bad.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
Maybe when it's free, I'll play it. Is that fair?
Dude, I remember my first encounter with Resident Evil, the original one.
Yeah.
Dude, why don't you yell about it into the microphone?
Listen, I'll tell you all about it. So what happened was, it was, I don't know, 5th grade, 4th grade. One of my friends had, his parents didn't give a crap about, what video games he bought. And he somehow got his hands on Resident Evil, which at that time was, super scary.
The first one.
Really, the first one.
Yeah.
The very first one.
Yeah.
And I watched him play, the first 2 hours of it, and I had such a hard time getting to sleep the next, week and a half.
Really?
It was so explicit, it just scared the crap out of me. Because I was, a little bit more sheltered.
Okay.
I didn't play those kind of violent games. I had, driving games, maybe. Because I had a PlayStation back then.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I played 2 back in the day when I had my Game Shark.
I'm a Game Shark.
So I had the Gatling gun right from the get-go, so that made it not so scary.
You were cheating at an early age.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
Dude, we have an episode.
I know.
D-Marks, all he does is cheat.
Not anymore, guys.
I'm not a cheater.
I'm a cheater. Dude, our Skyrim one, we're cheaters.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, guys. I don't know what the deal is, but, I don't like horror games. We all know this.
But it's not...
But the thing is, the only reason I was able to play 4 is because it's not scary.
Well, what I was going to say was, the thing about Resident Evil is that, it's not even that it's a horror game, you're just not interested in it.
What do you mean?
You just don't even care, you just don't care, you know?
I need more information.
Because you played 4,
right,
and you thought it was great, even though it wasn't a scary game. And
Absolutely.
you played 5, and 5 wasn't all that great, so you're not excited about 6. And you're not excited because it's not a scary game. You're not excited because you just don't care.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Because after 5, you're like, well, this is gonna whatever.
No,
they're not that scary though. You have to sit in the dark and get in the right mindset to be scared.
I think games have probably gotten exponentially scarier, but also Resident Evil games on purpose are not scary.
Well, yeah,
anymore.
Resident Evil I feel has been moving away from this.
Because now they know that they make money on just shooting zombie games.
Right.
Yeah, people
action shooters.
Dude, people more like the idea of killing scary things than being scared by scary things. So it takes a specific type of person who wants to be scared. But a lot of people want to kill things that
people
are
already
scary.
busy watching horror movies elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get any thrill from...
was BioShock supposed to be a scary game?
BioShock, I think, is supposed to be a scary game.
I think it's considered a horror game.
I think it is, too. Not a horror game, but an action game with horror elements.
How about Dead Space?
Dead Space
that's
is
a horror game.
That game's scary.
Metro 2033, that's a horror game.
It's sort of a horror game.
No, it's horror.
You think so?
How is it not horror?
No, it is absolutely horror, but I think it's an action first.
No, I'd say it's horror first.
Does there have to be a first?
Right. No,
in this it does.
One of us has to be right.
Lives are on the line, people. Come on.
Yeah, clearly.
No, I guess you're kind of right. But
because the action was such a second back seat in that game.
In Metro you were scared. That's a good example of a horror game.
You were right? I need to run so I'm not dead.
No, it was definitely
a
game where if you sat there and shot, you died, and also you were scared all the time because the enemies were scary.
Yeah.
So you're 100% right. But the thing is about Resident Evil 6 is, not only... First of all, I'm confused as to why they think now that you always need partners.
Because I think people really like the... Oh, no, that wasn't in for it all, was it?
No, it wasn't. Well, they sort of did with Ashley.
I mean, let's be frank. You and I had fun with 5 when we played it split screen.
That's the only reason we had fun.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I
think they're trying to get that going again because everyone knows that.
But now it's it almost is impeding on the story and stuff.
No, no, because I would say what's impeding on the story is just the characters that they choose.
Yeah.
Because you have... Okay, so the main characters, guys, for those who don't know, in Resident Evil 6, you got your standard Chris Redfield, Leon Biss Kennedy,
Lauren Kerner,
Sherry O'Terry makes a guest appearance.
Fresh off of Saturday Night Live 12 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. She's wearing her Spartans uniform. Will Ferrell makes an appearance.
That was Molly Shannon.
No, it wasn't.
I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I totally am wrong. Sorry, everybody.
And then you have a bunch of new people who nobody cares about for the most part.
You got Piers, who's a guy who has a news TV show.
You have Leon Lady.
You got Sexy Big Boob Lady with Leon.
Yeah. And then you have the worst character ever, the other guy.
His name is something.
Do whatever. No one's as cool as Wesker.
It's Wesker's son.
Yeah, that's why it's dumb.
Oh, well, that guy's way cool.
Dude, it's so stupid.
No, because
he had a son, he doesn't know who his dad is.
Yeah, it's
like, whatever.
The second I heard that, I was just like,
I don't know. Wesker doesn't seem the kind of guy to be like walking around just like.
Dude, he's banging all the ladies.
Doing random shit.
In all fairness, he's probably a test tube baby. Because that's how Wesker rolls.
That's true.
So you're saying he was a big sperm donor?
In 5, he had one.
That's how he made all the money for his nice clothing and weapons.
Dude, in 5, the one lady, it was like Gia Hertzka-Bader.
It was like Excella Gione.
It was Excella Gione. She was like,
Gione.
Wesker, pump me full of that juice. That's what happened the whole
game.
Hey,
Wesker, I'll give me some of that penis juice.
That's 100% what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was like, I barely care about this.
Dude, also for the record...
wiener anywhere near you cootie-filled girl.
I refuse to put my Wesker pole anywhere near this business. Also, for the record, guys, on Wikipedia, Metro 2033 is listed as survival horror first.
Oh!
And the first-person shooter second. Looks like I was right.
Guys, but I win for not looking at the internet during the podcast. Although I already did 3 times.
And I did it so seamlessly that you didn't even know. Dude, no, but it's like...
It's just a dumb character. Can we all admit that?
No, like I said, the second I learned that Wesker's son was going to be in 6, I was just like, I'm discrediting this game already.
Dude, it's just for little girls to wank it to, I think. You know? Just for girls who are like, Wesker's so hot.
What, is he like anime style or something?
Dude, he's like a pretty boy guy.
Yeah.
He's got a fun shaved head.
Dude, remember that one... Actually, we can talk about this segment. Remember just characters that they add into franchises for no reason that everybody hates?
Like what?
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
That's a good one. But I was thinking, remember that one guy from Street Fighter 4 that they put in? He was like a French MMA fighter, but he was like...
What's his name?
The most stereotypical guy ever. Yeah. But it was like, he's a martial artist who has lost his memory and is trying to figure out what happened. You're like, really?
Dude, there's a lot of things like that. That game was particularly bad with that, though. Dude, it happens all the time.
Dude,
how true is that of every character in Soul Calibur 5? Soul Calibur 5, every character's like, he's a guy with a stick who's always hungry and making jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
You're
that's
like, whatever. You're like, she's a girl who's mysterious and shows a lot of leg. And you're like, okay.
No, because especially...
She's Chinese. That's the end of it.
That's her thing. Chinese.
Chinese lady.
No, and like, the worst part is it's just like... It's just so obvious, like, that they're like, I guess these guys will be getting pretty old. What can we do to make them still have their styles in the game? Make their sons.
Ooh, he's a kid. He's his kid.
But I always find it hilarious that they're just like, alright, Zhuangha, Kilik, this other guy, they all get sons and daughters. Keep Mitsurugi in the game. Mitsurugi is still fine.
I'm 80 years old, but I'm a samurai, so whatever.
Still the strongest guy ever.
Dude, anyway, the point is, let's get back to the topic of 3 topics ago. I don't care about Resident Evil 6. There's a lot of good games to look forward to. That is not one of them. So I saw the demo. I didn't play it. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Guess what? Man, it looks nice.
Oh, one thing I want to know about. You guys know about this?
Tell me.
Medal of Honor. Are they making a Medal of Honor game?
Dude,
yeah.
I'm actually angry about that because I feel like...
Okay, sorry. Let me step over you. Real quick.
I heard about it.
I'm sorry.
Look into it at all.
I'm sorry, but I have to ask: are you more like mad that they're making a new Medal of Honor game, or are you more mad that they're already making a new Battlefield game?
I'm not mad about a new Battlefield. I am a little mad about a new Battlefield. Because basically they're already advertising for 4.
Yeah.
Which is irritating.
No, the beta's already up, I think.
No, it's not. It's coming out when Medal of Honor comes out.
Well, yeah, okay.
But they're already advertising that they will have a beta. But the thing is, it annoys me because I think Medal of Honor is made by the same people.
Yeah, it's made by DICE, I think.
I don't think it's made by DICE.
Really?
I think it's made by EA.
No, I think it's made by DICE too.
Why don't you wiki that one?
Some of those Medal of Honor games back in the day are really badass. I don't remember
what
was for Xbox, but it was mad fun.
No, back in the day, Medal of Honor was like the go-to World War II first-person shooter.
But the problem is it's not a World War II one that's coming.
It was a legit rival to like Call of Duty.
Because it's more like a sequel to the really bad Medal of Honor that came out recently that nobody played.
Yeah.
I'm not even aware of its existence. What's it called?
It's Medal of Honor.
It's just Medal of Honor. The new one's Warfighter.
Warfighter. Similar to Battle Warrior.
Battle Warrior.
Shoot
stuff guy.
No, I'm pretty sure they already made a Warfighter game. I think it was like a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah,
probably. It was like Warfighter.
In fact, the problem is I'm annoyed.
Those games are fun.
That it looks very, very, very similar to BF3. Like super duper similar.
No, and I just
I wasn't expecting BF3 to have a super ton of longevity. I wasn't expecting me playing it in 10 years. I wasn't.
Okay, all right. It was developed by a different developer, but it still uses DICE's Frostbite 2 engine, which is the same engine that BF3 uses.
It'll probably play really similar.
It'll probably play very similar. It looks very similar too. The thing I wasn't expecting to have longevity, and I appreciate that it always has DLCs because it's always getting DLCs. Has DLC until March. Next one comes out in December.
Oh yeah, thank goodness they're making another modern shooter. We have a real dearth of
I want another World War II shooter. I swear to God.
We have a real dearth of modern combat games with
the problem is that
high intensity HD situations.
Like Modern Warfare was.
He's down. We got a man down.
Call of Explosions.
Like and the worst part is that like it seeps into other genres. Like when I first played Killzone 2, because Tom and I played the first Killzone, we kind of liked it.
It's a decent game.
It was alright. So I figured when the sequel came out for PS3, I was like, oh, I'll pop her in and see how it goes. It was like an exact it was like if you took Call of Duty and mixed it with Gears of War to make a really bad, not good experience.
But it's just what people are buying now. But I don't understand why we can't make a fun World War II game. I like World War II.
It's been done like a million times.
Dude, that was PS2 age. Now we're back in the time when it's good.
I understand why there aren't more Vietnam games.
Because Vietnam is cool. Too cool.
I think it was uncool. Maybe
dude,
that's why.
we did a whole series on Black Ops.
Yeah.
Which was really like Call of Duty Vietnam War kind of based, and we really liked it. I really actually enjoyed that story mode quite a lot.
That's a very fun.
I've never played it. Yeah, it's Vietnam era.
No, it's in Vietnam. There are stuff in Vietnam.
Yeah.
It even has a Tet offensive in it.
Yeah, it sure does.
It's a really great game, and there's a lot of espionage things, but it's hard because something. I don't know. It's a very unpopular war to even talk about.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised there isn't more Spanish-American war games.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's what I was. I was actually thinking about this today.
Are there any Civil War games?
Well, there was yes. I was actually just thinking about this. Like, you really for the most part, games can't make first-person shooters in a time before cartridge firearms.
I know what you're saying, but that's not true, and I'll give you some examples. 1. Mountain Blade with fire and sword. It's all flintlocks. 2. Napoleonic Wars, which is also Mountain Blade. 3. I'm out of options.
Yeah,
but those good though.
They're really good.
But those aren't really first-person shooters, which is exactly
shooters.
what I said.
They're 100% first-person shooters. Mountain Blade's first-person shooter.
Dude, Civil War worked though because we had some automatic weapons and there were.
Well, not enough to really warrant it. Regardless,
it depends on what position you were. But no, Mountain Blade, it's first-person everything. It's first-person slashy, but you get guns and you have a particular way of doing it.
Yeah, but it's not. I wouldn't consider it a shooter. I would consider it a slasher.
But it's a game where you're first person to have guns that are flintlocks. Just because I nailed it, you have to admit I nailed it.
Are they super accurate or something?
They're terrible and take forever to reload.
That's awesome.
The thing is, you're on a horse though, and it's cool.
That seems even harder.
It is. It's incredibly hard, but it's like an instant kill. It instant kills you too, and it sucks. It's a really great game. Mountain Blade games are the best ever.
Regardless, the point is, you really can't have that for the most part.
It's tough to have just because those kind of wars, there's less I'm a hero, and there's more I'm standing in a line.
Well, no, and not even that.
War,
just the case of
from infection and injury and all that other shit. Far outnumbered
the game's 48 hours long, and you die at the end of it.
No, well, my point was just more the case of it just takes forever to reload every gun.
Yeah,
it totally would break flow even if you were operating as a Confederate spy. If you shot a Derringer 2 times, you'd have to take the 2 hours to reload.
I feel like a Colt Dragoon, you get 6 shots.
Yeah, but then it would take 6 times as long to reload because you have to reload every barrel every chamber individually.
I bet you there's a game that could do it well, but it would be hard. It would be hard. Dude, yeah. I bet you Assassin's Creed 3 will have some flintlock related mechanics.
Probably.
And you'll be like, I'm a Native American.
Dude, I bet it'll be like Ben Franklin, fun, super repeating.
Dude, Benny F's going to be helping you out. He'll be like, I invented the cartridge. You're like, what? No, you didn't.
What are you talking about?
It's like, I figured it out before anyone else did. Using my ancient founding of America magic, I made these bullets that use magic pin-firing mechanisms.
Yeah, dude.
You're like, all right. Calm down, Benny. Get off your drugs. Dude, that game's going to be sweet. Dude, guys, off topic. You guys see that new alternate... You guys did. Alternate thing for Assassin's Creed 3 where you're, like, fighting King of America, George Washington?
Oh, that's like you're actually fighting against him?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what it was.
In Assassin's Creed 3, there's, like, an alternate thing. I think it's a DLC. But it's, like, alternate history thing where George Washington decides to side with England and he just becomes the King of America. And it's totally cool. But, like, I think it's a DLC.
That's wild.
Are you looking that up?
It's probably like a day one DLC.
In real life, a lot of people in the country were surprised when Washington stepped down from office after his terms.
That's what the King George III said, that he would be the greatest man if he stepped down after 2 terms of presidency. And then he did.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pull quote.
Pull quote.
Pull quote.
But no, it looks really cool, guys, and it only adds to the excitement I have for that game, even though I don't care that much about Assassin's Creed.
No, here's the deal about Assassin's Creed.
Those games were really disappointing.
The first one's not fun.
1 was meh, 2 was really good, and I never played any of the other ones because 2 was really good.
I never played 1.
1 is bad. Yeah. I did not like 1 at all.
You'd probably like 2, because 2 is a lot more fluid. It's a lot more interesting story, I feel. It's just all around I feel like all around it's just a more sensical game.
Dude, that's a game where they are like, you having fun yet? We'll stop for a couple minutes.
Which one, the first one?
All the Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, you cool with assassinating people? You like Italy? Well, now you're this guy.
Yeah, I never understood why that's
I hate the alternate story thing. It's so stupid.
Are they gonna tie it together?
No, because I think the whole idea, especially in 2, was that, like, Desmond's secretly learning how to be an assassin from like all this VR training, essentially.
And you're like, oh, cool! I just want to be an assassin now.
Yeah, I'm already playing as the guy who knows how to be an assassin.
Like, the game would be perfectly legit if you were just an assassin in Italy.
Yeah, and then later on for the other one they're making now, it was just a different assassin. I mean, what if they just continued a series that was like assassins through different time periods?
Yeah, that would have been great.
And then like there's different characters, different personalities. You don't need to make like a Master Chief.
Yeah, no, that would have been great. I would have been like, well, great.
And maybe some of them have different characteristics. Like they don't have the same sword stabby thing.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But instead they chose this super weird, like, and they're all this guy.
It's a conspiracy from the beginning of time.
And you're like, why? I guess it kind of makes people want to keep playing it, but come on.
Dude, I want to play it now. I don't even need Desmond there.
I just want to kill people.
I want to be like, fuck those redcoats.
Dude, it wouldn't be hard.
Yeah. Dude, I wish that game... I've only played the first one yet again, but I wish that game valued stealth a lot more than it does.
Dude.
No, well, I always did like the idea of, like, kind of hiding in plain sight that it does kind of, like, going in with crowds and, like, sitting with hookers and whatnot. Yeah. I always thought that was kind of cool, but, like, you're right.
Neat.
You're right.
Sitting with hookers, as you do.
Exactly. There's no, like, Metal Gear Solid style, like, crawling along the ground and, you know, more crawling.
Crawling a lot more.
Do some more crawling.
No, there's none of that. But, you know, that game always had I just don't... Because even the battle system's not fun. You're like...
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Sit here until you counter them.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. That's fun, I guess.
You fight these giant groups of guys.
Yeah, and you're like...
tremendously stupid.
But you're even like, sweet, groups. Just counter them.
Yeah.
Counter. And you're like, alright, whatever. Here's all these weapons. You'll be using them to counter. And you're like, okay.
You'll be waiting until the moment where you can attack them from a counter.
It's so stupid. God, I don't know why those games are so popular. It seems such like a dumb game for people to like.
Because they have awesome trailers?
Because they have awesome trailers.
And they look great. They look super good.
Dude, I would love if you just had a game that was in Italy like that.
Yeah, seriously, here's an important question. When did game trailers become movie trailers and not playable things?
That's a good point, too. Dude.
That's been that way for a while, though.
It's probably only happened since PS2 and that era.
And I would probably say it maybe started a little more in this era.
Super Mario World.
Do you think there's like pressure at like E3 to have like a big video that like...
Absolutely,
oh, yeah, of course.
There is.
Because they give you like awards and shit for it.
Dude, you want to know a game where the trailer is as good as the actual game? Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Oh yeah.
The trailer is literally all gameplay footage.
Yeah.
Because of the way the engine works, it basically is like always a cinematic.
Yeah, it's super crazy.
It's crazy looking. God, I want to play a game so...
Oh my god!
I want to play it so bad, dude.
Someday.
Okay, is there anything else we should talk about?
Nah, I think we're good. I think we covered all of video games.
Getting a shrug
all
from,
of it.
Shrug from Basmuth.
Sorry?
Bismuth. So anyway,
I'm sorry,
guys,
he's having a stroke.
Yeah.
Someone get him a popsicle stick to bite on.
Is that what you do?
That's for seizures, sorry.
Well, a lot of things are happening. So anyway, guys, let's get to the plugs.
Do it. You guys know by now.
We have a website. It's called BustyAsians.com.
Milky Latinas.
Yeah.
.org.
Totally. If you guys visit us on there.
Yeah, definitely look for that link.
Do not visit them at work.
Yeah, not safe for work, those links. If you're listening at work, we have some real explicit video games on there.
Yeah, dude.
Listen to this podcast. If you like it, please rate it.
Yes, please do that. It really helps us out. Send us an email, sonsofvidya@gmail.com. Watch all of our videos, which you're already doing. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Wait, do we do anything else in this show, or is that it?
I think it's we end it, right?
I think so, too.
Cut it off right now.
I think so.
Yeah,
No, we're forgetting something.
What could it be?
I think it's Speed Reviews.
Guys, this is top 10 best free roaming games of all freaking Timony time.
We're gonna have the guest of honor do all the names.
Yeah, he's gonna name it out.
Here it goes. Number 10, Destroy All Humans.
In this game, you have to destroy all humans because the humans are jerks and they ran over your flower garden and you gotta destroy them all. It gets a 9 out of 10.
Number 9, Just Cause 2.
Just Cause 2 is a game where you're Ronald Reagan and you're fighting off all these people in Puerto Rico because screw them. Come
8,
back to America. 10 out of 10.
Bully Scholarship Edition.
In this game, you have been accepted to a prestigious academy for bullying on a bullying scholarship, and you have to maintain high bullying marks or else you're going to get kicked out of school. It's a 7 out of 10.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Grand Theft Auto 4 I think we already reviewed, but it's a game where you're the 4th Grand Theft Auto and you're getting super arrested this time. Those police are going to get you. 10 out of 10.
Our favorite game, Assassin's Creed 2.
We just talked about this. It's okay. Like 8 out of 10.
Okay?
Crackdown.
Crackdown is a game where you do tons of crack. But then you also make pillows.
See, I would have said that you have a really hot crash. You take crack and then you have a real crack down afterwards.
Yeah. We all tried our best. Anyway,
okay.
It gets a 1 out of 10. That game was bad.
Number 4, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
It's a lot like Grand Theft Auto 4, except this time you're offering the cars that you steal to St. Andrew, one of Jesus' apostles. Gets a 777 out of 10.
Number 3, Fallout 3.
Fallout 3 is a game, you're following Fallout Boy on the latest tour, and then they're hit by a nuclear bomb. So it gets a 12 out of 10. Great game.
Number 2, Red Dead Redemption.
No jokes here. 10 out of 10.
Number 1, Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oblivion is a game. I played it. Kind of you're like a knight or something.
It's really big.
You're big. You're bold. You're fighting them off.
And you're oblivious.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
All right, guys.
We
Thanks
did
a
it!
lot for sticking around. Thanks for our special guest, Baz.
Baz.
He'll probably be around some point. Who knows?
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Farewell.